I used to run ghost tours at Port Arthur. Back then, I thought the stories were just part of the job, fabricated, dramatic. But the Parsonage, that place, changed my mind. It started on a quiet Wednesday. Rain tapped against the windows like fingers. I was locking up the Parsonage after the last group left. When I heard footsteps upstairs, I called out, "Tour's over!" No answer. Just the creaking of floorboards. I went up. The hallway stretched darker than usual, even with my flashlight. The door to the old study was slightly ajar. It opened as I approached. No breeze, no draft, just that slow, deliberate creak. Inside, everything was ice cold. And on the window pane, someone had written, "Don't let him out." I turned to run, but the door slammed shut behind me. Then, nothing. No sound. Not even my own breath. Just a pressure in the air, like something heavy was watching. I felt a hand press against my back. Cold, steady. A voice whispered, "He's in the walls now." When I finally got out, I quit that night. Weeks later, I got a letter. No sender, no stamp. Just a photograph of the Parsonage window. In the reflection, you can see me, and behind me, a black figure, faceless and tall, smiling. Port Arthur was a spontaneous stop. I'm into abandoned places, forgotten stories, but I wasn't ready for what I found near the old hospital ruins. I was exploring alone just before dusk. A fog started to roll in, thick and sudden, like something didn't want me to see where I was going. That's when I heard crying. Not wailing, just soft sobbing. A child. I followed it to the hospital's edge and saw her, a woman in a pale blue gown, holding a bundle close to her chest. Her head was bent, her hair matted. She rocked back and forth. I called out, "Are you okay?" She looked up. Her eyes were white, no pupils, and her mouth hung open, impossibly wide. There was nothing in her arms, just a bundle of old rags. The crying grew louder, but not from her. From inside my ears, like something was crawling into my head. I turned to run, but she was suddenly right behind me. She whispered, "He never cried. He never cried." I collapsed. When I came to, the fog had cleared. A ranger found me lying near the hospital foundation. He looked at me grimly. "You saw her, didn't you?" He didn't even ask for details. Port Arthur is one of those places where the air remembers things. I'm not superstitious. I'm an archaeologist. My job is to uncover facts, not phantoms. But what happened to me inside the separate prison? It wasn't residual energy or the power of suggestion. It was something present, aware, hungry. I was assigned to map out Cell 9, a space with no formal record, no inmate name, no assigned crime. Just the number carved deep into the doorframe. The cell was deeper than the others. The walls were damp and colder than they should have been. I stepped inside and felt something shift, like I had stepped through a membrane into a different temperature, a different time. I placed my equipment down and started taking photos. That's when I heard it. A scrape behind me, like a heel being dragged across the floor. My flashlight flickered, the bulb popped, and the darkness slammed in like a door shutting. I reached for my backup light, but my fingers wouldn't move. I wasn't paralyzed, more like held. And then, I wasn't alone. Breathing, shallow, ragged, so close I could feel the condensation on my neck. A whisper, low and croaking. I never left. The walls weren't walls anymore. They were faces, hundreds of them, screaming behind the stone. Silent screams, hands pressed through from inside, clawing outward. Then I saw him. In the far corner of the room. He looked like a man once, but now, half shadow. Lips torn by silence, eyes empty sockets that wept black. He lifted a finger, long, jointed, wrong, and pointed at me. "Breathe, for me." I blacked out. They say they found me hours later, curled up, whispering, "He's in the dark. He's in the dark. He's in the dark." Back in my hotel room, At the bottom of my satchel was something I hadn't brought with me. A strip of parchment, brittle, old, written in brown-red ink. They buried me before I stopped breathing. Every haunting has a witness. You've just become one. Subscribe and never be alone again.